It's finally happened. I mean, I had an expectation as a theater kid that if I kept working, I would get a Broadway debut, and it turns out it worked.
I literally said to Mark, I was like, my stepdad was like, Mark Strong, holy hell!
Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for BroadwayWorld. Following a critically acclaimed, sold-out run in London, Mark Strong and Lesley Manville have come to Broadway in Oedipus, adapted and directed by Robert Icke, and we're here on opening night to celebrate with the company. So not only is it opening night, tonight is your Broadway debut. How do you feel?
It's finally happened. I mean, I had an expectation as a theater kid that if I kept working, I would get a Broadway debut, and it turns out it worked. And this one is a very special play to be in, and a very special group of people who are making their debut. I think there are 10 Broadway debuts in this production.
Exciting, it's a lovely thing to do, but to do it with the right play, and this is certainly the right play. We did it in London, and I love it. So if you're going to come to Broadway, make sure you got the best material.
Well, first of all, I should say welcome home to Broadway. How does it feel?
It's amazing. I mean, as a Brit, when you're acting on stage in the UK, you can't always guarantee a play is going to come over to Broadway. So to have a few of them happen in your time is a real privilege. So it's good to be back.
Well, not only is it opening night, it is also your Broadway debut. How does it feel?
It feels incredible. I mean, as a New Yorker, this couldn't be more exciting. I grew up going to Studio 54, seeing View from the Bridge when I was in high school, and it's unbelievable to be among this cast, but it also feels very meant to be for so many reasons.
Okay, if someone told you you're going to make your Broadway debut opposite Mark Strong, Lesley Manville, in this incredible production, what would have gone through your mind?
I mean, I think what did go through my mind when I found out I got it, which was I was getting a pedicure and I burst into tears. And I think the person who was doing my toes thought I was a little bit crazy, but that's okay.
I think it's about being with people who are literally titans of the industry. The amount I've been able to learn from people, the kindest thing. There's no drama in the cast. It's a cast that all gets along, which I've been on shows where there's drama. And it's good to be in a show where you're just like, everyone's a professional and they know they're doing something good. And you want to work towards that to make it good and make it better.
I am thrilled. I first heard about Lesley Manville being in this production, and I'm a big Lesley Manville fan. And then I said, but what about the script? So I read the play, and I think the play is brilliant. So I was all in, and it's just been a dream. I've been doing this, believe it or not, for almost 40 years now, and this is one of the most satisfying experiences I've ever had all the way around. It's just been a dream.
Well, all of them. Anne is a legend. She's. I won't mention her age, but if I'm acting when I'm her age, I'll be very happy. Lesley is a true pro who we got on the minute we met in rehearsals, so that's been a very easy journey. And the guys who play my kids are all just so accomplished, young actors. It's great company.
So I play Sophocles, who's one of the sons of Oedipus and Jocasta, and he's done a couple of bad things that sort of come out in the play. He's a bit of a troublemaker, but also he's part of this family and this group that are very close, which makes it the story all the more tragic.
So Polonices is, he in the midst of everything that's going on in the play and everything that's happening with with Oedipus, running for election, his personal kind of battles that he's facing really will really affect the election, and it's kind of terrifying. Yeah. Bless him. For him, for Polonices, it's kind of terrifying.
Rob Icke, the writer-director, is a really intelligent guy who kind of has his finger on the pulse of what makes theatre vital and interesting and gripping. And you can just tell from the script, I knew a 2-hour play, no interval, modern dress, real time, was always going to be interesting.
What made you think of setting it now in modern age?
Oh, I think that's the only way to do it.
Yeah.
And I think so when the Sophocles play Oedipus Tyrannos was originally done, what he was doing was taking a story from Homer and changing it. Yeah. And so his audience would have come in thinking they knew already what was going to happen, and then they're like, oh wait, no, this is all different. And so the only way to be true to the spirit of the original is to bring it to now and change it, and to allow it to allow the sort of deepest parts of the play to be exactly the same, but that anything that feels museum-y or that feels ancient in a kind of bad way, to allow that to fall away and allow the play to come to its audience.
It's like a drip feed of information that works really successfully. and then you have this clock that's running the whole time, which just adds to the tension.
Talk about who you play, what you love about him already, because he's so complex.
What I love is that when you see him at the beginning, he's on top of the world. He's about to win a landslide election and actually doesn't behave that well. He gets very aggressive with Tiresias, the blind man. He gets very aggressive with Creon, his wife's brother. And I'm not sure he's that likable at the beginning, but I wanted to play that sort of very male thing so that you get to then see him with his family and how much he loves his children. And then by the end, he's kind of pretty much regressed to a completely helpless human being.
Well, I mean, it's Jocasta who's Sophocles writes about her in his play 2,500 years ago. She has this amazing marriage to Oedipus, and then, of course, we all know how it ends. Or do we? Some people seem not to, but she's a fabulous woman. You know, she's strong, she's bright, she's funny. She's in love. It's a great character.
Getting to work on Antigone, who is someone who is complicated and someone who is young and complicated. I mean, Lesley, of course, is doing an incredible job portraying a mother, but we also get her daughter, who is just as layered as she is. And I think that is so brilliantly written by Rob. I'm so grateful to get to work on someone who's got so much bite. Yeah.
And working with this company, what it's meant to you?
Oh. This company has been wonderful. I mean, from Basker, who plays Corin, who is so lovely, to John Carroll Lynch. I mean, I'm really grateful that we're able to discover something new. I mean, I know a couple of us have watched the production from London, not all of us, but we've decided to make something that's all our own, and that's been really exciting.
What I love about this production and these actors is they're very giving. You know, Lesley and Mark had done the play before, and yet they have still were so open to the changes that were created by this new company. And it was an incredible experience to work with them and Rob.
When Sonia picked this show up in 2018, when I think she wanted Helen Mirren and Mark Strong to play that. And I think then we hit COVID. And then Lesley Manville came on the show. And again, Wyndham's Theatre, we just flew, literally. The tickets were £300 and we sold all of them, and we did more than 100 shows. But every night was a different show. It's the same play, same characters, but we just felt alive every night. It wasn't a kind of oh God, here we go again. And we're having the same kind of a feel over here as well.
You know, American audiences, they respond in a different way, particularly Broadway audiences, and it's just really fun to be part of it.